Now, I'll be focusing on the eyes of the average woman that you come across. This will open up your mind to new possibilities and definitely a new way of thinking and approach.
So, the eyes are the key to the soul. It's funny when you're driving, you feel the overwhelming sense to actually, I don't know if it's something to do with the alignment of the back, but to speak truth. And this kept hitting me, and I've been wanting to do this video for a minute. The eyes, the eyes. I don't know if you've noticed that I've said that in a few of my other videos. The eyes of a woman. The eyes of today's woman has totally changed the way I feel when I see the eyes of most American women. So hear me out on this one, and hold on to your britches because it's going to be a minute. Hopefully this camera lasts that long. I believe that today's average woman uses their eyes as a tool to extract and spark an emotion, which therefore will lead you into a reaction, and that reaction they can judge whether or not they can they can take and extract resources from you in the future. Now, I didn't know this when I first arrived here on Earth, on this planet here, in the shell of the body. I really, we used to be able to use the eyes as a communication thing, and it was for our benefit. It worked out. We've created such beautiful people. But now it is sort of used as the tool to basically get you to submit, is what I've basically realized. So the first key in creating a computer program, you have to have the tools in order to do so. And then you have the outcome of the computer program. Now, a lot of people have bad outcomes and bad things that they want of the outcome of the computer or the game. A average woman's eyes, when they're looking at you and they give you that eye of recognition and that look down or eye of approval, they're not necessarily looking at you, oh, he looks nice or whatnot, unless you're a little kid or a boy or whatnot. If you're a man, there's no guarding, there's no fog between you and them. You're looked upon as, will he sacrifice for me? Will he sacrifice? Will he sacrifice for me? Now, I know men are like, why are you worried about that? Okay, why are you worried about that? Well, you have to be worried about that. These women, or these particular type of entities of people, train their young people to do so because their young people have no other outlet on this earth. These people who are here right now have downloaded a formatted way of thinking. These particular people who, when they see a human, they don't use their tools to see what the soul is like on the inside. Rather, what they do is they kind of analyze like a primitive animal to size you up, and there's no way to kill you legally in their brains because there's restrictions on certain things, restrictions like a firewall. So the only way that these primitive type of thinking and beings can think is, how can I extract resources from you or extract something from you? And some of them will do whatever it takes to extract that particular resource from you. Now, what I wanted to say in the beginning, and let's bring it back to that, is that once you take all of this into consideration, and you start to learn that the eyes are now used as a tool, as the first very step into extracting your resources, you begin to notice and understand why the female does not approach. You begin to notice as why that the female acts a certain particular way, and you begin to notice that you are wasting your time if you open up your gates within your body and your soul to that. What you'll get is either two things that has commonly happened to me, and I know it's happened to you. You will either get acceptance or rejectance. Now, I made up that last word because I'm driving. But the acceptance is very rare and few, especially the older you get. Now, the rejection is there because of a certain way that you are opening up your aura to these certain people. When you open up your aura to these certain people, they either will take the opportunity to say, yes, I can extract something from this person in the future, because they think they're slick talking and they think they know how to talk, and they're just, they kind of making me feel good, but I think he'll do what I say. Now, these type of particular people, and I keep wanting to say people because I don't want to offend just women, because there are men who do this too. But the eyes now have turned me away from pure thought of trying to get into any relationship. I am finding myself yearning and reaching for my sunglasses more and more, especially if I have to step outside of the house. They train their kids to do the eye of check, and they train them because their parents do it too. And there's this eye check thing that I've noticed from your average American folk is to size you up in a threatening way, not a threatening way that they can kind of help, but they kind of, fret up or get their faces all fretted up, ruffled up like, feathers on a dang chicken. And then after 2 or 3 seconds, and they kind of analyze like primitive folk, then they calm down when they see that you're not making any movements whatsoever. Alright? Now, taking this into consideration, putting the female anatomy into perspective, you will see that they take this a step further, and they accuse, or with their eyes, any particular person who comes up to them or whatnot. They smile, but not smiling as though they're approving of you, fools, men. They're not approving of you. They don't know you. Like I said, you have to have association with females in order to get to know them and get in their pants. What they're doing is they're doing the first step of cowarding to make sure that you are a positive person. See, if you do not smile back at these females, most of them, 90%, you will get a reaction of utter shit-facedness. They'll be really mad. And what will happen is you'll see that they still won't say anything to try to cheer you up. You understand what I'm saying? Because of this total weird society that we have, where females believe that they're not supposed to say anything to a guy. They're supposed to be talked onto. See? So, the other reaction that you'll get if you do smile now, if you do smile, and you give them the reaction that they'll give them, remember, you don't know these people. Alright? If you do smile, you will get the instant walk off, the smile of approval and walk off because she feels very positive
about the fact that she has basically manipulated you to cracking a smile of her approval. Now she walks on merrily along, confirming that she still has her power. And in their brains, it's not really a power thing. It's more of like, oh, I still got it. Kind of like if you're good at basketball, or kind of like if you're good at a game or something. You're gonna always want to try to repeat that in order to make yourself feel good. Well, that's their game. That smile of approval that you give them or whatnot. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't give any of them that smile of approval. I think you should, especially if there's a potential where you could possibly, make something happen. But I'm mainly focusing on the type of eyes that you get from these particular women is when you have seen them perform the same technique on someone else, and then after you see that, you find that they have this soulless type of attitude afterwards, like there's nothing left to accomplish after that. I mean, Lord knows if anything goes on in the minds of these particular people who have these eyes like that. I don't think anything positive really goes on within the head. It's either, a threat, or there's nothing going on in that head. And they're just kind of like following orders. You could tell the soullessness behind some of the eyes. So, in conclusion to this very short, I may do a 30-minute video on this because it's a heavy topic too, but it is to the point where I no longer make that connection at all with pretty much like any female. You will find that you will leave her yearning to see if you're looking periodically, and then you just test it every once in a while. If you just wait a while and you give her that feeling of approval, you'll notice that she won't look at you for a while, because she'll oh, I got him, okay, I got him, and she'll forget all about it or whatever goes on in her brain, and then later on, then she'll start to get antsy again. See, a lot of these females, they have the same feelings as we do. It may not be as vulgar or nasty, but they want things done to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they give you that look like, oh, you can come get it. But we're in an environment where it's like, okay, I want him to look to see if he's going to come get it. But if he does at all, I'm going to lambaste him, or I'm going to put my body as a negative thing to make it seem like I don't want him next to me, like I'm not easy. You see how it works nowadays? They've screwed themselves with the eyes, like screwed them. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an intelligent male like me, you already know, don't even give her that even slight chance of approval, because if she has no association with you and she doesn't know you and your family or anything like that, all she's doing is trying to confirm that she still has it. She's not trying to have you come over there and talk to her and try to get her number or whatever, because you can see in that body language. I've seen it 1,000 times, and I will see it 1,000 more times if I let them. And even when I don't look at them, I could tell that when I don't say anything, they still have that nervous type of look, that nervous, just anticipating when I'm going to say anything. And when I walk off, they're like, what? He didn't say anything. He ain't saying anything at all. No, fool, because I'm not playing your foolish ass game. The only game I'm playing is Gundam Breaker 3, which is the review is coming up. Check it out. Gundam Breaker 3. We rocking it. Stay tuned for the review, you know what I'm saying? We had Gundam 1, which I believe that the cover of Gundam 1, really looks way better. Look at that. That's cool. But this one, Stay tuned for that review. Like I said, you're not missing out on anything when you do not approach and when you do not try to put forth all your efforts and waste your cash on these fools. I mean, come on, 22 seconds of pleasure is totally not worth trying to sacrifice and catch the eyes or whatnot. The playing field has changed. You know, a recent YouTuber that is real good at communicating, he made up a real good point. The playing field has changed. I'll just put his link on the description, just call it a day instead of trying to use or say stuff that he says, because he's real smart. So stay tuned for that. Gundam Breaker 3 review next.